This is Dave Wirt with your Ag Market News Report, your weekly summary. Cattle this week in Pennsylvania, there was 4,328 compared to 3,444 last week and 4,068 a year ago. Compared to last week's market, steers and Holsteins sold steady. Heifers sold about $2 to $3 higher. Cows were about steady to $1 higher, and bulls were $1 to $2 lower. Steers high choice and prime were $122.50 to $126.25. Choice were $117.50 to $121.75. Selects were $111.25 to $115.25. Holstein steers high choice and prime were $103 to $106.75. Choice were set $97.50 to $101.25. Selects were $90.50 to $95. Heifers high choice and prime were $119 to $122.50. Choice were $114.75 to $118.75, and selects were $107 to $109. Breakers, cows breakers $72.50 to $76. Boners were $69.75 to $73.75. Lean cows were $62.75 to $67.50. High dressing bulls were $99.50 to $102. Average dress was $88.50 to $91.75. Feeder cattle, steers medium and large frame 1 3 to 500 pounds or $152.25 to $160. 5 to 700 pounds or $137 to $157. Heifers 3 to 500 pounds, number ones were $133.50 to $147. 5 to 700 pounds or $114 to $124. And bulls 3 to 500 pounds, number ones were $136 to $155.50. 5 to 700 pounds or $127 to $143. Calves this week there was 2,835 compared to 2,925 last week and 2,838 a year ago. Compared to last week, bulls, Holstein bull calves were about $10 to $15 higher. Heifers were about steady to $5 higher. Number one Holstein bulls 95 to 120 pounds was 95 to 113. Lighter calves were selling about $77.50 to $98.50. Number twos 95 to 120 pounds were $84.50 to $101. Number twos lighter calves were $79 to $84. And number threes 80 to 120 pounds were $57 to $77. Number one heifers 84 to 105 pounds was $109.50 to $132.50. Number twos were about $85.50 to $107.50. Hogs this week there was 1,131 compared to 1,204 last week and 909 a year ago. Compared to last week's sales, barrels and gilts were about $1 to $2 higher. Sows were $4 to $5 higher. Barrels and gilts 49 to 54% lean were $59 to $63.50. 45 to 49% lean were $54.50 to $60. 3 to 500 pound sows are $33 to $38. 5 to 700 pounds are $36.75 to $40.75. Sheep and lambs there was 1,907 compared to 2,091 last week and 1,338 a year ago. Compared to last week, lambs were $15 to $20 higher. Sheep were $5 to $10 higher. Choice lambs 40 to 60 pounders are $145 to $153. 60 to 80 pounders are $133 to $156. 80 to 110 pounds are $128 to $142. 110 to 130 pounders are $127 to $140. Good used 100 to 150 pounders were $70 to $94. Utilities were $50 to $66. Goats there was 2,160 compared to 1,885 last week and 1,823 a year ago. Compared to last week, kids sold about $5 to $10 higher. Nannies and billies were also about $5 to $10 higher. Goats are sold by the head with weights estimated. Selection 1 kids 40 to 60 pounders were $110 to $126. 60 to 80 pounders were $128 to $144. 80 to 100 pounders were $139 to $164. Selection 2's 40 to 60 pounders were $68 to $98. 60 to 80 pounders were $106 to $132. And 80 to 100 pounders were about $112 to $138. Selection 3's 40 to 60 pounders were $38 to $72. 60 to 80 pounders were $72 to $100. Selection 1 nannies 80 to 130 pounders were $135 to $152. 130 to 160 pounders were $150 to $172. Selection 2's 80 to 130 pounders were $110 to $140. 130 to 160 pounders were $118 to $134. Selection 1 billies 100 to 150 pounders were $152 to $182. 150 to 250 pounders or $230 to $255. Selection 2's 100 to 150 pounders, $132 to $148. 150 to 250 pounders, $147 to $196. This is Dave Wirt with Ag Market News. Have a good week.